I've been doing street photography just a little over a year now, and I know it's not a lot, but I know I gather very important lessons through this time, so I wanted to make this video and just talk to you about the most important thing that if someone asks me what someone needs to know when you go to do street photography. And I'm not talking about the completely basic things, I'm talking about just the lessons that I learned. Maybe some of them are very painful and some of them I think maybe are less talked about. So the first thing in this list may sound like a cliche, maybe you heard it a lot before, but I think that this is by far the most important thing you need to do, and that is take your camera wherever you go. But not just that, also get curious about what's around you. And by being curious, I mean try to look at the world like you're completely new in this specific street or whatever you are. Try to focus on people's faces, expressions, and don't go and just stare at your phone like 90% of people right now. I think that when you get really good at street photography is this level that you are an observer more than just walk on the street. It's like you're looking from outside of the situation and look for the most interesting scenarios or situations around you. And there are always something interesting, even if there are not people right now and the streets are empty. You can look for shadows on buildings, like small interesting object on the floor or whatever. You can always find something. So that's why it's so important to take your camera with you, so that you can take whatever interests you, capture more photos, and just get good really fast. You can't get good on this niche, in my opinion, if you don't practice it a lot. And so grab your camera with you. Try maybe to take a small camera and not a big like DSLR mirrorless with a big body and lens outside, so we can be discreet, and aim your camera towards the most interesting scenario that you see. The second thing is also very important, and whenever I get a new piece of gear, a camera or a video camera or stills camera, I always spend the first couple of days, or at least the first day, going through every single thing in the menu and know my camera well. And I also go to YouTube videos and search people that talk clearly about the camera and its features. The latest thing that happened to me related to that tip happened to me yesterday when I uploaded a video about the snap focus option on the Leica GR3X, another street photography camera. And the first comment that I got me really scared. I don't know how to say it, but and then other people comment as well the same thing, is that they were talking about something like the same thing that I talked about, only in the Leica Q3, another camera that I use. And I thought that how could I not know that? How could I pass this and didn't know this feature? So after doing a little searching, I realized that I kind of knew how to use it, but I didn't know the name of it, and I didn't dedicate enough try to do this mode. It's not the point of the video what happened specifically of the different comparison between the Ricoh and the Leica, but I just was really surprised that there is something that I didn't know, and it's really a shame because you spend so much time on your gear and on your cameras and lenses. So if you dedicate the time to really look to everything and try to know, you don't have to try everything, you don't have to use all the modes or just experiment with completely every change in the menu, but just know your options, know what is right for you, and refresh it every once in a while, because sometimes you go through the menu once and then 6 months later you completely forgot about an option that wasn't relevant before. Just know your camera very well. That will make your life way easier on the street, and you will capture more photos, like more high quality photos, because you know how to get the result that you want. The next one is something that I just started to do like maybe 6 months ago. If you have a camera with a very wide aperture, like this camera has a 1.7 aperture lens, and that is really tempting sometimes to capture everything with a beautiful bouquet. But when you're doing street photography, if you are going among a large crowd or lots of people on the street, me personally, I prefer now to take a more closed aperture and capture everything that's in front of me in focus. And I think that's so important afterwards, because if you try to focus on something and get the photo, sometimes after when you watch the photo at home, you will like be maybe sometimes you will regret that you didn't focus on this specific person instead of that. Maybe his expression was more interesting, and it's just more likely to capture a good frame if you focus on the entire situation. It's not true to every situation, of course. Sometimes you want to do this nice bouquet on someone, but when you're just walking on the street with a camera, want to capture everything, I realized for me this would be like the more good result will come out if I would close my aperture to, let's say, between 5.6 and f11. That will be my range. So yeah, just keep your aperture closed, get everything in focus. The next tip is very, very painful for me. I really hope you will listen to this. I know a lot of people maybe say that, but it's so important you wouldn't believe, and that is, do not erase your photos on the street. And my go-to thing, the thing that I did when I started street photography, is that after I took a photo, I looked at the screen, and if it wasn't good, I was tempted to erase it immediately. And I don't know why. It's not like I have a problem with the storage. You know, nowadays if you don't shoot film, you have plenty of storage to take as many raw files and JPEG and whatever you want. I just, something like the perfectionist side of me wanted to erase everything immediately, and that led me to first delete the wrong photos. Sometimes when you go to the playback mode, you can get to another photo and erase it by mistake. Very ashamed that I did that. And another important thing that happened is that not just erasing photos, but also just look at them after you took them, is really preventing me from seeing the situation right now. And if I take a photo and then I will look at the screen, I will miss everything that is in front of me right now. And this situation happened a lot, that I wanted to capture something, I captured it, looked at the screen, and then something more interesting, or the subject became more interesting in the frame, and I didn't capture it. So I just don't erase photos anymore. I try to not look at the screen anymore. And you know, another advantage of that is that when you take a photo of someone and then you look at the screen, it's really obvious that you took his photo, and you don't want to be like creepy or make people feel uncomfortable. So if you're just taking photos and then later at home watch them, or later when it's like not interesting right now, look at them, that will be much preferred for me personally, and I think for a lot of people as well. Also, I kind of mentioned it before, but I want to do it a separate tip because that's important. Try to maybe focus on one specific gear that take with you, preferably one lens, fixed prime lens, and not take a lot of lenses with you to do street photography, because this mindset of try to figure out which lens I want to use right now, is it the 85 or the 28, you know, this thinking is really stopping you from seeing what's in front of you and focusing on what's interest right now. It's just really something to take a space in your mind. So if you go on the street with one lens, one camera, one piece of gear, for me that will just liberate my mind on the street, and I will take more photos and get more good at that specific lens. You know, I can try like many. If I would go on the street every day with different lens, I think I would get less better than take one camera for a year, you know, if that makes sense. And I heard a lot of people say it as well. I really believe in that. Try one piece of gear with prime lens and you will get much better over time. If you think I forgot something very important, or you think of a different list, please put it down in the comments. I want to read that, learn from your mistakes as well, and I will make more videos like this in the future. So please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in the next video.